we've got some Brawl Stars drama to talk about, so let's get into it. A couple days ago, Brawl Stars asked the players if we would be fine with them bringing skins back into the game that are no longer in the game. We're talking exclusive skins that could only be unlocked for a certain period of time. So we're talking Star Shelly, who you could only unlock if you played the game right when it first went global. We're talking Hero and BB, who is a seasonal skin that you could only purchase for a limited period of time, and there's no longer a way to unlock her. Or Brawl Pass exclusive skins for the first, I think, 11 seasons of the Brawl Pass, including Trixie Colette. The thought process here is that there's lots of players that play the game that can no longer unlock these skins, and that kind of feels bad. Then Brawl Stars released a poll across all of their channels where people either voted for yes, bring them back, or no, don't bring them back. And the response to it has been drama. A whole lot of drama. So in this video, I want to do a few things. We're going to cover both sides of the argument. I also want to talk about why it's a good thing that the developers are even mentioning this, even though I voted no, which you already know from the title of this video. And in the end, I want to share my opinion on exclusive skins, which is in fact the opposite of what I think Supercell should do, which is weird, but I promise it'll all make sense by the end of this video. Topic number one, why is bringing exclusive skins back a good thing? And you know what the thing about exclusive skins is that while they're really fun and exciting for those that have them, it really sucks for players who don't. And those players that don't have them might not necessarily not have them because of their own specific choice, right? There are players in the game that are playing right now that downloaded the game one day after Star Shelly could no longer be unlocked and who still play actively today. There are players who have played the game for years, spent hundreds of dollars on the game, and will continue to devote their time and their money to the game, and they will never be able to unlock Star Shelly. They could have every other single skin in the game, but never get Star Shelly simply because they maybe didn't even hear about Brawl Stars until it was one day too late. That sucks. That sucks really bad. I mean, life's not always fair, but like, you gotta admit, that does not feel good. So the number one reason to bring them back is that exclusivity does create a negative player experience. It just does. The second reason why bringing back exclusive skins is positive is because it solves a big issue that Brawl Stars, I think, really does have. And that's how free-to-play friendly the game is, okay? The game has not always been 100% free-to-play friendly. I mean, we all know what happened with Gears. Sorry for bringing it up, developers. If you heard it before, I'm sorry, you're gonna hear it again. I think it's really obvious to anyone familiar with how other games monetize their audience, it's that the economy for Brawl Stars is so good for players that do not spend money on the game. This is both a blessing and a curse. Game development is expensive, like insanely expensive. I'm not saying Brawl Stars is struggling, but there's just no way they're bringing in as much revenue as Clash of Clans and Clash Royale. Like, they've got to be looking at that, right? And the thing is about the game making less revenue than others is that it limits what they can do for the game. It limits how much they're able to spend for esports and other types of events. It limits how much content they're even able to add into the game, and it limits how many people they're willing to like hire onto the teams, which I know that they could probably hire more people. I'm sure that they could, but like, you get where this is coming from. The thing is that Supercell's a company and their whole goal is to make revenue, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is that Supercell's an expensive game developer. Since Brawl Stars was released, they have killed 5 games that have gone into beta, and that doesn't include Squad Busters and Clash Heroes, which are still being developed, and it includes several games, I'm sure, that have not been publicly disclosed. We really have no idea how much money they've lost simply just developing failed games. I'm confident it's in the millions, and not just like millions, like a lot of millions, right? And that revenue can only come from Brawl Stars and other games that they actually publicly release. I want another global Supercell game, and because of that, I want them to make more revenue, but I don't want them to ruin the Brawl Stars free-to-play experience. If they can maintain the free-to-play experience by monetizing cosmetics that they have already made, that could be a hugely positive thing. But there's a really big third reason why bringing back exclusive skins is positive. And that's the fact that there just aren't very many skins in the game. I mean, there are hundreds of skins in the games, but if you ignore true gold and true silver skins and exclusive skins that can no longer be unlocked, new players really don't have a whole lot of choices for some brawlers. Like, there's a lot of brawlers that have plenty of skins that you're never gonna have to worry about, but there are tons of brawlers who don't, and they come out with new brawlers every single season. Just as an example, let's look at my free-to-play account, which has, I think, one Brawl Stars exclusive skin. My most played brawler on my free-to-play account is Griff. By far, it's not even close. And if we go and take a look at what skins I can buy for Griff, I can't even buy Sunken Chest Griff because it's not available for bling for another 2 days. And before now, there was literally 0 options. I've also been playing a lot of Grom, and guess what? Bunny Grom, I'm not gonna spend bling on this. I mean, it's a good skin, but come on. Then there's Gus that literally has 0 options except for True Gold than true silver. But I mean, this is my free-to-play account. I am not spending the gold to buy this skin. I want tons of different options on all of these brawlers, and all these new brawlers that are just being released, they have very few skins to choose from. So adding the exclusivity skins into the game makes a lot more choice, and that's good for everybody. But there's also a really, really good reason as to why they should not bring back exclusive skins into the game, and that's because it's kind of a scummy thing to do. It's straight up dishonest to the players. There are tons of skins that were marketed specifically as exclusive. I specifically on my channel and my video told people, hey, if you're gonna buy this skin, now is the time to do it because you're never gonna be able to do it, and use code Kairos. Like, I have generated revenue because of exclusivity, and that's a big deal. I can guarantee you that there are people who purchased those skins specifically because they were exclusive and would never come back. Personally, I spent so many hours of my life grinding out Power League skins that I knew I didn't really like or was probably not gonna use very much, just for the purpose of owning an exclusive skin. And whether you spent time or money purchasing these exclusive skins, we did it because they were exclusive. Even right now, I'm not grinding out the Power League skins because I know they will be coming back in a year and I can just purchase them. And I know that we look at Brawl Stars as like a game developer, but they are primarily a seller. They are selling us goods, these skins, and we purchase them because of that. So if they remove that exclusivity, that's dishonest. No way you can look at it. It does not matter how many people want those exclusive skins to come back. It's just dishonest. Unless 100% of the player who unlocked those exclusive skins were okay with those skins coming back for everybody else. In that case, with 100% people agreeing, I'm super good with them bringing back exclusive skins. That's not a problem, but 100%, that's just not possible. There's too many people in the game for that to be realistic. And honesty is something that I take very seriously, like to the point that you guys will probably think is a little ridiculous. Okay, this is a little bit of a personal story here, but I recently turned down $16,000 US from an advertiser who wanted me to promote their game with false advertising. This like just happened this last week. $16,000, okay? That is a lot of money. And you know what? That big of a deal does not come to me very often. Believe me, I wanted to take that money. An extra $16,000 would be extremely helpful to my family right now. And you know what? I could use that money to do a lot of other things, to produce awesome content and be able to continue to pay for my editor who's editing this video. Like, that's a lot of money. But they wanted me to be dishonest about their game. I tried to convince them to let me show their actual gameplay, but they wouldn't budge. They wanted me to do this ad, or several ads, it was like 10 ads actually, where I showed fake gameplay that doesn't actually look anything like what's actually within the game. So I turned down their offer, and you know what? Being true to myself is more important than the $16,000 that they would have been able to bring to me. And that might sound ridiculous to some people, but I just wouldn't feel good. I would feel dishonest. It's just not who I am. And Supercell, they shouldn't feel right about bringing exclusive skins back to the game unless 100% of the players are okay with that. It doesn't matter if 99% of the players vote yes, in my opinion. 1% dishonest is still dishonest. Now, with all this being said, I do think that it is a good thing that Brawl Stars even opened up this discussion in the first place, even if they knew that there would be at least 1% of players who would not be okay with it, even if they knew deep down in their hearts that doing so would be dishonest. And that's because they really care about our feedback. They really want to know what our opinions are. It's clear to me, which I don't know this for sure, but it's clear to me that the team is probably split. There are probably people in the Brawl Stars developer team that is like, you know what, we never should have even added exclusivity skins into the game, and we should just get rid of exclusivity because it's just more enjoyable for everybody. Exclusivity skins are a win-lose situation. No matter way you spin it, they are a win-lose situation. Some people who buy it win. People who can't or don't lose. That's just how it works. I can see the developers saying that we don't want to do that, and then I can also see the other side of the argument where people are on the developer team are probably like, no, we sold exclusivity, we should maintain the exclusivity. They're probably disagreeing right now, which is completely fair and fine for them to do. I don't know this for sure. They haven't said anything to me about it, but that's what makes sense to me. There's clearly a discussion going on, because if 100% of them agreed that they should bring exclusivity skins back, then they would probably just do it. But they want to know to what extent the players really care about exclusive skins, and let's just be real here. Communication is just simply better than no communication in pretty much every type of relationship, with the exception of poor communication, which, I mean, there are definitely wrong ways to communicate, but genuinely seeking to understand other people is pretty much always a good thing, and that's what the developers here are trying to do. They're asking for our opinion so that they can make an informed decision, and this is something that very few game developers do, and it's really refreshing to see it. Guess what, guys? Our opinions, I mean, they matter. They really do matter a lot. But it's not our decision. Supercell, ultimately, at the end of the day, this is the game that they have developed, and they are going to do what they think is best for the game. And guess what? The Brawl Stars developer team is kind of famously known for making unpopular decisions that ended up being great for the game. Two of the best examples are from them switching the game from portrait to landscape, and when they removed brawl boxes from the game, which was unpopular for a lot of players. That being said, Brawl Stars' history is also full of them fixing past mistakes that they've made based off of player feedback, like all the issues with the Power 11 and the Gears update, or them bringing star drops back into the game after they realized that a lot of players really like gambling. That's really what they liked. They liked the brawl boxes, they liked that excitement, and they brought that back because of player feedback. And right now they're getting a lot of community feedback saying, hey, these are cool skins. Why can't I get this skin? I didn't even know the game existed 3 years ago. How come I can't get Star Shelly? That's very fair feedback, and they're wanting to address that. And the fact that they are consulting the community before doing anything is just a good thing. However, I do think that they made some mistakes with how they went about it. And the biggest mistake that I think they really did was that when they polled us, they just gave us a yes or no question with like no additional information. Bringing exclusive skins back is not a yes or no question. It is not black and white. There are so many different shades of gray, and not everyone's opinion should be treated equally, in my opinion. Of course, the majority of players who play the game now are going to want old exclusive skins to come back. Thanks to Bling, it is way easier for you to get the skin that you want than it was ever in the history of Brawl Stars. And there is a majority of players playing right now that didn't even have an opportunity to unlock probably most of the exclusive skins that will never come back or shouldn't come back, or more details on that later. I don't know the exact data, but I would be willing to bet that more than 80% of the players who play the game right now did not play it when it was launched. I know it might not seem like it on my channel and my audience, which is the most hardcore, and I probably have a lot of players who still play since the game was first released globally, maybe even portrait, but most people that play the game just haven't been playing that long. Additionally, a large majority, like massive majority of all free-to-play games don't spend money on the game at all, and especially do not spend gems to buy skins, because skins are just not the best way for you to spend gems in the game. You get very few free gems. You should be spending on the Brawl Pass, right? I'm actually fine with pretty much everybody voting on exclusive skins that everybody was able to unlock, like Star Shelly, but when it comes to exclusives that could only be purchased with gems, I really don't think that votes from the free-to-play players should be considered as much as those who actually spent money on the skins, because those people who spent money on the skins or took the time to grind out those Power League skins when they were actually limited and exclusive, they are the ones that took the cost. The free-to-play players who now could be able to unlock anything with Bling, it's not equal to the time and the money that was actually spent when it was exclusive. And there is a chance that the votes in the app will actually be able to distinguish between the two, like when you actually go into your settings, your announcements, and then you go and you vote in the game. But there is no other data than yes or no gathered on any of the other social posts. And I don't think that they're actually able to even gather what kind of players are voting yes and what kind of players are voting no within the game. I could be wrong, but I think that I'm right, because after I voted on one account that I did spend money on, then I used Supercell ID to swap to a different one, it wouldn't let me re-vote again, which I have no issues with, except for the fact that I'm pretty sure they're not looking at my spending habits on the account. I don't know that. They might be. But personally, I just didn't feel good about voting either yes or no. And like, I'm very passionate about this. It's not like I'm undecided. I have very strong feelings, but both yes and no are incorrect for how I'm feeling. There are players who would be okay with exclusive skins coming back with a recolor or some other thing to set them apart from original. There are players that don't really care either way, and they'd be fine with it because they're not going to be purchasing old exclusive skins anyway. There are also players that are good with it except for specific types of skins. They might be okay with seasonal skins coming back, but not the ones you buy for gems. They might be okay with ones you buy for gems, but not the Power League skins. There might be okay with the Brawl Pass skins, but not the anniversary skins. Like, no, there's so many different yes, no's, ands, buts, this, that, whatever. Yes and no, it just doesn't do it justice. Like, honestly, I feel like all the data that they gathered from this is that people are willing to vote, because like, just yes or no, it's just so incomplete. It really is. And it feels, honestly, it just kind of feels like we're being forced to give them feedback that they want to hear. And it just like, it just didn't feel right. Thankfully, they did specifically say that they were reading our comments as well, which is really good. I know that they are listening to our feedback and they're being very serious about this. And I really like that, but I can guarantee you they're not gonna be able to read through everybody's comments, and they're not gonna be able to like actually write down and keep specific specific scientific data points for how many people would be okay with these types of skins coming exclusive, but not these skins, and these ones, but not these ones, and how much money did this person spend compared to this person, and which exclusive skins did this person purchase. Like, you guys get the idea. There's no way that they have all of that information. The second issue I have with how they went about this is the fact they only gave us 1 day for discussion before the vote. That is just not enough time for discussion. It took me 2 to 3 days before I could even get this video out for you guys for me to share my thoughts on this, right? And between the announcement and when the vote actually dropped, 24 hours, that's not a lot of time to discuss before people's votes. People's opinions change, and it can take time to truly process all sides of an issue. Like, they should have given us at least a week, and that would have been pretty good, because I think that would actually would have allowed for them to actually create a poll that would have been better than just yes or no, based off of the feedback that they were getting from people. And if they truly do care about what our opinions are, that would give them a better idea of where everybody stands and what our positions are, and would definitely lead them to making a better decision. Because right now, most people are voting yes, which that's their opinion. That's great, and that's fantastic. But I can guarantee you that if they actually did bring back all exclusive skins with no ifs, ands, or buts, and just went with the yes vote, there would be people who'd be upset. I personally would be upset, even though I'm actually pretty okay with exclusive skins coming back, which I'll explain more later. Now, all my feedback considered, I do think they did a pretty good job at actually writing the post. They mentioned both sides of the story, how bad it feels to not be able to get the exclusive skins, while also saying they want to respect everybody who did get them. They also said that they currently are undecided. They're willing to make a decision based off of player feedback. And I think it is fantastic that they are willing to involve the community like this, even if I think they could have given us more time and more poll options. It's not like they did a bad job. I just think they could have done a better job, and that's totally fine. This is the first time they've ever really done a poll like this with the community, and it's great. I'm so excited that they did this. So you're probably wondering, where do I stand? I mentioned that my opinion is the opposite of what I think Supercell should actually do, and it is very much more complex for me than just yes or no. When it comes to exclusive gifts, I think that those should remain exclusive and not come back. Me personally, okay? So the anniversary skins like Star Shelly and Classic Shelly, Old School Brock, Classic Mike, Ricochet, Barbarian King Bull, those skins were exclusive for a specific period of time, and they were a gift to the community at that time. They should remain a gift to those players. As for the other exclusive skins, whether they're Power League skins or purchasable with gems or Brawl Pass season only skins or whatever, personally, I really would not mind if they returned at all. I purchased every single one of them. I spent a lot of money on this game, more than most people watching this video, which is, I mean, like probably 99.9th percentile for how much money I spent on Brawl Stars. And I'm totally good with Brawl Stars monetizing them again for new players. I really am good with that. But I really can sympathize a lot for the people who purchase exclusive skins for the sake of owning something exclusive. Like, my opinion is my own, and I'm okay with it, but I very seriously value everyone's opinions if they think they should not return. After all, they were marketed as exclusive. There is a non-zero amount of people who spent real money for that exclusivity. And if Brawl Stars didn't honor that exclusivity, I would be very upset on their behalf. Even if it's just one person that is not okay with it. Even that one person, I would be upset on their behalf, because it's not fair, it's dishonest, it's not good. So I voted no. Right here on my account, you can see, boom, thanks for voting, no. I do not think that exclusive skins as they were back then should come back, even though I'm personally fine with it, because I don't think it's the right thing. And even though the majority of players are voting yes, I still think that it would be dishonest for those exclusive skins to come back. Look, I really try not to see things as black and white. Like in life, things are rarely just right or wrong. But unless 100% of the players vote yes, it would just be the wrong decision to go back on Brawl Stars' word. Yeah, it sucks for the players who missed out on those Brawl Stars exclusive skins, but Brawl Stars sold exclusivity, and you cannot sell exclusivity without it being a win-lose situation. It sucks for the people who lost and could not get those skins, but that's how exclusivity works. And I'm not against exclusivity or particularly for exclusivity. If the developers decide that they never want to do another exclusive skin ever in the history of the game ever again, I'm totally good with that. But they should honor the exclusivity that was previously established, because even though it sucks for some players, it is the right thing to do. It just is. But I don't think that this is the end, okay? I think that there is a compromise that they can bring back the skins and still maintain exclusivity that they promise. And if they can do that, then like, Cool, I'm good with that. And that is with color variations of the original exclusive skins. The color variations would have to be different enough that they were clearly distinguishable during battle. That could literally be like Star Shelly's hat could be a different color. As long as you can tell in battle, oh, that's the OG and that's not, then I'm super good with it. And honestly, if they did that, it would be a win-win-win. Players with the original skins would still have their exclusivity that they purchased or spent time for or were there in the game for, and other players would have more skins to be able to unlock, and the game would then generate more revenue for skins they've already produced, minus just a little bit of time recoloring things, and that would lead to them being able to keep the game more free-to-play friendly for players. If Brawl Stars decides to bring back exclusive skins to the game, I honestly think the color variations are the only way to do it while maintaining integrity and honesty. So let me know in the comments section below. For me, this really is a discussion of integrity. Even if the majority of players are okay with Supercell going back on their word for exclusivity, I don't think it's okay. But clearly integrity and honesty is really important to me, to the point where I'd be willing to miss out on $16,000, even though that revenue would be really great. So let me know in the comment section below what you guys think, and maybe you think I'm just crazy, and that's totally fine. I really do want to know what your guys' opinions are. Make sure you guys subscribe for future content and check out these videos right here. One of them just might be right for you. For now, this is KairosTime ticking by. We will see you in Brawl Stars.